debit card, your pledge dollars go to work instantly, bringing quality programming into your home. As our thank you, you'll receive a coupon worth $5 off of your next purchase of $50 or more at WVIZ Store of Knowledge, located at South Park Center, Belden Village, or Beechwood Place. Thank you for charging your pledge to WVIZ PBS, where you belong.
In that last segment, Kent, we talked about using all the tools. What tools you need, how do you care for them, what do you do? We're going to talk more about the pruning, I think, in later segments of trees and shrubs. So it's also in the book. This great book from the Gardener's Guide to Northeast Ohio from the Cleveland Botanical Garden. It's a collection of all the articles and newsletters that the Botanical Garden put together over the past 20 years that were sent to members. Now you can have it for your very own for a $60 pledge. And one of the things that I'm just noticing on page 66 here is I want to prune some of my trees and shrubs. When's the proper time? So it goes into the detail of that generally they can be pruned any time during the year, but different things work better at different times depending on what you want to accomplish. So if you want to have the maximum amount of flowers on your flowering trees and shrubs, then prune them immediately after their blooming season. So this is just a wealth of information.
It really is, and never been done before, specifically for Northeastern Ohio. Lots of garden books have been done, but then you have to try to figure out where does that person live, what are they talking about, or go to the charts that tell you, which zone we're in. And we were talking about earlier, it's somewhere near Antarctic here in Cleveland. It seems like, there are people not too far south, and truly, just even in our own state, you get down below Medina, and it seems like it's another climate. You get to Columbus, and spring comes much earlier. You get down to Cincinnati, and it's summer before spring is even broken here. So you need to know this information, and we have it for you thanks to our friends who have been just delightful in producing this program with us, the Cleveland Botanical Garden. We'll send you this at the $60 level as our way of saying thank you. At the $90 level, remember, you have your choice of the home video of the very program that you're watching today. All the professional segments from this 4-hour program will be put onto this videotape and come your way. If you'd rather something different, we'll send you the Cleveland Garden Handbook. But many people, many people are tuning in and taking the $180 pledge amount, and then there you're getting all of the thank you gifts that we have for you. By the way, if you just tuned in today, you've missed the first hour, but there's still 3 hours to go of the Gardener's Guide for Northeastern Ohio, an incredible program being produced by WVIZ in cooperation with Cleveland Botanical Garden, sharing with you all sorts of information. Now, instead of being in the studio for this next segment, Maureen, we're going to head out to the greenhouse with Angelo Petiti, and Jeremy and Julie went actually out on location to find out about some of the new perennials and annuals that are being produced for distribution here in Northeastern Ohio. Let's head out to the greenhouse.
Well, Jeremy and I are with Angelo Petiti now inside the greenhouse. And Angelo, you're going to tell us about some new varieties of annuals and perennials available to Northeastern Ohio gardeners this year. What do you have?
Well, in the last few years, many new varieties have really improved drastically. So I'll point out a few as much time as we can put in. The first one over here, this is a new hosta. It's called September Sun. Does exceptionally well in shade. It needs about 2 hours of sunlight, and as the plant matures, it gets better and better and better. Right behind it, we have a new daisy. This one is called Becky. As you can see, it's a lot of buds, a lot of flowers. It starts blooming about the end of May, and it just does not stop all year long. Great for cutting. Bring a bouquet in. The more you cut, the more it's going to keep right on going.
I see a great phlox down here.
This over here, Jeremy, this is a new variegated phlox. You can see the variegation in the colors, really very vivid. They've had these out for the last probably 8 or 9 years. They've not been very successful, but in the last 3 years, the new varieties, as you can see, there's no reversion to green, so they do perform. The color is magnificent. As the plant gets older, it gets better and better and better. Back here, we have some new vines that they are really exceptional for container gardening. This one over here is called Illumination. As you can see, the yellow in the variegation, it is excellent. This one is called Wojo. You can see the white and the green are very distinct. These are fantastic, and this is just a yellow one.
This would look great like in a window box, something cascading down.
Absolutely. That's the main reason to use these is in window boxes and mixed containers. We're doing more and more container gardening than anything else in the gardens today. So these are just great to add color and texture to the containers.
Speaking of container gardens, this would be a great centerpiece in it.
Yes, this is a new Pinnacidum. This is an annual grass. The color on this, as the summer goes on, that the sun gets more intense, is really a deep burgundy. Very beautiful as far as using it as a centerpiece. Very soft. It really softens up your pot. Gives a lot of elegance, and as the wind blows, it really the movement is quite beautiful as the summer goes on. Gets beautiful plumes in the fall. It just really adds a lot of nice texture and color to your containers. This is a flowery maple. Absolutely gorgeous. As you can see, the color is a deep burgundy, red. It also comes in a white, and it also comes in a pink. The pink is it's a true pink. It's absolutely gorgeous.
And is that an annual or a perennial?
This is an annual. It blooms pretty much all year. You'll see it in bloom all summer long. You can actually bring it indoor in the winter. Oh. And as long as you have enough light, it'll keep right on blooming.
The sweet potato vine over there caught my eye as well.
Yeah, we have 3 new varieties of potato vines, and you can see the one over here is a pink variegated one is a burgundy, and one is a yellow. The beautiful thing about these that they really add a lot of color and texture, especially in window boxes and containers. They grow just magnificent through the summer. They're pretty much disease resistant, trouble free. This one, the pink one, is the least aggressive. The yellow is the most aggressive, and the red is in between. But it really gives it a tremendous amount of texture and really a lot of beauty to the containers.
And if you plant that in the ground, will you get a sweet potato?
Yes, you will. If you have enough soil, you will get potatoes on it. This is heliotrope. Smell that
gorgeous.
one. The fragrance.
Oh, vanilla.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful.
They actually used that to fragrance baby powder a long time ago.
Did they really?
Yes. Yeah. This is a plant that I really feel that's underused. I think most gardeners in Northern Ohio are not very familiar with it. I wish they would use it a lot more because it is quite a plant, not only from the fragrance, the foliage, the color, but also for drying. It really makes a beautiful drying plant.
But is it hard to take care of? Or?
Very easy, very easy.
Annual or perennial?
Annual. Okay. Very easy to take care of. It's a full sun, cool plant that does very well. This over here is one of the ones that we use for St. Patrick's Day, right?
It's a beautiful oxalis.
You notice it, but it's not green. It's purple. But the beautiful thing about this plant is that you can use it in a mixed container. Gets absolutely beautiful foliage as the plant gets older, and it just gets better and better. And the flowers are absolutely magnificent. They keep right on blooming through the summer.
I bet that's gorgeous with greens and reds.
Yes, it is.
I see one of my favorite perennials here, the coral bells.
Coral bells, this is another plant that they've done an incredible amount with for the year. A lot of new varieties. What's really nice about these new coral bells that the foliage is down. The flowers are about 2 to 3 feet tall. Very soft. Very as the wind movement is absolutely beautiful in them. And another plant that a lot of people have asked about is a yellow impatient. This is it's been out about 2 years now.
Is that the seashells?
A seashell variety. This does better and better every year. It's getting to be quite a plant. You need to plant this in an area where you get good moisture and partial shade. Another plant that I think a lot of people are very curious about is the angel trumpet. And this is not the variety that you can get seeds off, for where kids can mess around with them. These are from cuttings. They come in a yellow, white, pink, rose. Very fragrant in the evening as the sun goes down. They're absolutely gorgeous.
I think in containers, these are beautiful in a nice rounded container.
Yes, that's really a plant that makes a statement on its own. Bougainvillea is another plant that we can use in Northern Ohio as a container plant. It will keep right on blooming through the summer. A lot of different colors, many different varieties of shapes and foliage. You have variegated foliage, you have solid foliage by many colors. Another one that they've done a lot of is dahlias. This is one of the dahliates, this is a brand new one. It only comes in this color. But the beautiful part about this is that you will never see foliage.
It's profuse flowering.
Yes, you will see just a big mound of flower over the whole plant all the time. There's also some other varieties that they're also from cuttings, that the flower is quite large. They're really magnificent for cuttings that you can use for bouquets all summer long.
So you be sure to go out and try some of these new varieties. And Angelo, we are going to see you later on in the show.
Yes,
thanks for showing us some of these.
Thank you.
Gardening is a way of saying that you believe in tomorrow. That's a
that's nice.
wonderful saying, isn't it? And thank you to Angelo Battiti for all of his help. One of the wonderful things here in northeastern Ohio is that we are blessed by wonderful garden centers, whatever the neighborhood you live in. I'm sure there's one on a corner near you somewhere that really helps you understand the flowers and all the things that are going on here in northeastern Ohio. We really want to thank Battiti's for all of their support with this particular project. And once again, back to this incredible book. I mean, this was on annuals and perennials that are new to the area, that have just been being developed over the last couple of years in the greenhouses, ones that grow in shade, ones that need a lot of sunlight, all sorts of plant material for your home and for your garden, explained right here on WVIZ's Garden Guide for Northeastern Ohio. Still a lot more program to come your way. Don't go away, but right now we hope that we can get you to move from where you are to the telephone to become a member, because what we're doing is encouraging you to become a member of WVIZ PBS to keep all of these great programs on the air. And boy, do we have some great thank you gifts.
Oh, we sure do, Kent, especially this Gardener's Guide to Northeast Ohio that's made available from the Cleveland Botanical Garden. This book for a $60 pledge gets you so much information, because this is from all of the what do we call them? The articles that went out to the members over the years, the newsletters for 20 years that went out to members only, and now it's been, many of them have been compiled into this brand new book. It's never been available before. Your $60 pledge gets you this book with it's tips, monthly tips on what to do in your garden. There are information in the back about deer. What to do about the deer menace in northeast Ohio, which is a problem that we have in so many ways, and in our landscaped yards, this is something we're all dealing with, it seems like, on a regular basis these days.
Yeah, I have questions here. When do I bring my dormant geranium out of storage? Which flowers can I grow to air dry, and how do I do it? Just a wide variety of questions, and this will come your way as our way of saying thank you for your $60 pledge of support. Now, you might want to consider a $90 pledge, and if you would do that, we have a very, very special thank you gift for you, and it's the home video of today's programs. All of the gardening segments that you're seeing today will be put together on this one big video, never before produced, called The Gardener's Guide to Northeastern Ohio. And we told you we'll even have a little bug in the corner, kind of a little number in the corner, so as you're fast forwarding or as you're visually forwarding through the program, you'll be able to see exactly which segment you're on, so you can stop right where you want to stop and see only the segment that you're interested in that time. That will come to you at the $90 level. Also at the $90 level is an incredible Cleveland Garden Handbook.
And this handbook is called the Cleveland Garden Handbook by Susan McClure and 17 other Cleveland garden experts. In here are all kinds of information, some similar to what's in the Gardener's Guide, but a lot more. For example, now think about this, Kent, there are recipes in this book.
Really?
Recipes to make for things that you can grow in your garden. Yeah. Harvesting and drying herbs for teas.
That sounds like
is one of them. There's one in here for quick pumpkin muffins. This is all interwoven with things that you do in your garden on a monthly basis, and how you take care of your plants, and how edibles can be ornamental as well. Let's see. There's a recipe for April is spicy mesclun salad. That comes at the end of an article about gardening in containers, which we talked about a little earlier in the show today. Let's see, recipe for March, string bean casserole. That had to do with after we talked about pruning. So this is a really terrific book, also available at the $90 level. Either that or the videotape.
But we have actually a better idea.
Oh, we have a much better idea.
And that's to just go to your telephone right now and make a pledge at the $180 level and say, give me that entire big gardening package. And if you do that, what we will do is send you everything. We'll send you the notebook from the Cleveland Botanical Garden that lists all of those questions and answers and articles and tips. It's a fabulous book, the book Maureen was just talking about, and the Gardener's Guide to Northeastern Ohio home video of the program that you're watching today. So it's a big package of items, and it will come your way as WVIZ PBS's way of saying thank you for getting involved and making the difference for WVIZ PBS. If you watch the station a lot, you always see the slogan, where you belong. It is where you belong for great quality programming, and the kind of programming that you don't find anywhere else on the television dial, but it's also where you belong as a member, as a supporter, as a contributor, because it's your dollars when it's pooled with the person across the street and in the next block and in the next city and next county, when all of those $90 and $60